We're live. Wait for that to hit. And I'll switch over to yeah, that's it. Okay, so we're live. All right, cool.
All right, wise guy, where am I?
All right, YouTube viewers, welcome back to our second episode of the Alliance Conspiracy Files. I am DJ Weasel over here. That's Mr. Josh. We have Karaoke Ken over here handling all the tech stuff for us and all that good stuff. We got some interesting topics to catch up with. I know the last time that I streamed on here on this for this series was back in May. I promised a weekly episode, but Tricky Rich has been extremely busy, so he hasn't been able to come out here to follow up on the episode, so I had to get another co-host. So we have a new co-host for now until Tricky Rich comes back. Hopefully very soon. And it'll be a three-camera entourage with the show expanding and stuff like that. So we're going to follow up on the stuff that we was talking about 6 months ago. So for you subscribers that are here and listening that was here before, welcome back. And for all you new ones, if you like what you're hearing and you get interested in this conspiracy theory stuff, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to get notified when we're live and all that good stuff. If you got a beer handy, grab one. There you go. Just grab yourself a beer or a soda or a cup of coffee or a bottle of water or whatever makes you feel comfortable or whatever makes you have fun. Don't matter. So we got some topics we're going to be talking about today. And our topics, we will be talking about, of course, COVID-19 6 months later. We're going to recap on what we was talking about 6 months ago and see how much of that stuff that we talked about actually happened. Also, violence in the nation, the government dragging their feet, no surprise, and the COVID pass and the RFID vaccination. So we'll be checking all that stuff out. Feel free to give us a call, talk to us live on air, give us your thoughts, theories, and all that good stuff at 440-538-8591. For all your friends of mine that have me on Facebook, you can hit us up on the Facebook calling, and we get you on the air too as well. That's no problemo. So let's start out with, of course, COVID-19. So COVID-19. Okay, back in May when we talked to you guys about it, the state was shut down. We had the stay-at-home order. They had, what was it, the non-essential workers was laid off, and then they did the unemployment, bonus and all that stuff. let us know how you feel about that too, because a lot of people were heartfelt about the unemployment because the people that were staying home and collecting the unemployment were making more money than the essential workers going to work and not collecting the unemployment. So it's kind of, I don't know, wishy-washy. I don't know how you say it. So thoughts there, Mr. Josh?
I think that the government just trying to have population control. It's all about population control around here. It's truly been happening even before the movie came out, Great State, where they took that movie out because it was too real. And now it's happening now with the new bill coming in. And I believe that the money that they're giving to the people is just to keep the people calm until everything is settled for them and it's ready for them, so they can start their new world order with their new bill.
Right. Keep that going. Keep that going.
But I believe a lot of things are gonna happen. If you've seen that movie, you know that movie is gruesome in many different ways, and I don't believe it's ever gonna come out because of the incident that has happened before. Even the things that happen in the movie, you see it now, a lot of racism going on. There's a lot of killings, a lot of rapings, and now that's what's happening with Trump and all and Obama and all them getting checked upon with the government because they're saying that they're transporting kids here and there under the table. You understand that? I believe that's what's really going on. They're trying to keep the people calm down until they are ready to implore their bill.
Right. So if you guys haven't checked out the movie, you should check out this movie, Gray State, because I've seen it one time, and I barely remember all of the details about the movie, and I had seen Mr. Josh had shown me some of the trailers and the stuff that's in it, and it makes sense. It's almost like that. There was a couple more movies that came out a couple years ago. One of them was Pandemic, I do believe it was called. There was another one called Epidemic, and then there was another one, and I can't remember the name of it. But you know how they had there was advertising, the top 10 stay-at-home quarantine movies. Of course, we binge-watched all those, so, if you haven't seen Gray State, check it out. It's a really good movie, and it hits close to home, that's for sure.
It really does.
So definitely check that out. I just deleted Josh. I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me put Josh back in here. Where's Josh? I gotta find Josh. Where's Josh? Hey, Josh. Not the Mr. Josh video. So let me see if I can put you back in here. I'm sure I can. Hopefully. Give me a second. There's still no Josh. Little technical help here.
Shout out to David Crawley for making that movie.
We give a shout out to some of our viewers here. We got Jay Figura. We have Pamela Lanning, and so far that's it. It's a work in progress, I guess.
I'm sorry to all the viewers. We're having some technical difficulties right now.
I deleted Josh.
So we'll be back with y'all.
I deleted Josh. It's like that movie Blair Witch Project. Josh? Okay, what's going on with Eddie's system? Hey, there's Josh. We found Josh. Okay. We got Josh back. Hey, Josh, welcome back. Okay. Note to self: don't put any more movie posters in between the screens because I'll probably more than likely delete the wrong one. But hey, nobody's perfect, so it's all right. So we have all this violence in the nation and all that stuff too. We got uh, the BLMs going on and protesters and the ones that are peaceful protesters, which is cool, and you got the violent protesters that are protesting. We disagree with this, we disagree with that, but they're destroying innocent people's property and all this stuff. So comment on what you think about that stuff too.
Which just makes them as bad as the government for just
Yeah.
destroying
Yes.
private property that's not even theirs.
Speak.
They don't gotta pay for it.
Right. Speaking of which, brings us back to the title of our episode is COVID-19 and the U.S. government takeover.
Yes.
That would be I. How long do I think the COVID will last?
Not that long. I don't really think that.
You think not that long?
No. I think that everything's gonna be settled real
I think by next Christmas, the idea of an actual, I think our new normal is going to be like China. Everybody's going to have face masks and all that stuff. So I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon.
But I do think that at least it's gonna be calmed down for the time being.
Yeah, it ain't crap being calm about it.
It depends, like the government said, it depends if the pandemic evolves into an airborne pandemic where everybody can get it just by going outside. You know what I'm saying? If it's airborne, that's when it's really gonna hit.
Wow. Well, I think it's going to be at least the next year, at least.
Until next summer, I would say.
Well, I don't know when. If you think back in retrospect, 6 months ago when we discussed COVID-19, they said that when summer hit, the heat was gonna make it go away because high temperatures was gonna kill it off and everything like that. And what happened? Bam! Epidemic.
It evolved, actually. It evolved. It made itself stronger.
It's like it's almost like the X-Files movie. The virus has mutated.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the live chat here, KO Design. Hey, by the way, for all you out there, if you guys want T-shirts done or hats or anything like that done, logo design, stuff like that, as far as the logo part goes, get a hold of KL Design. And if you need, and for the printing part of it, you got to get a hold of our buddy Justin Thomas because he's got a great printing service. He's made some great T-shirts and stuff. So very, very reasonable priced, very reasonable price, and you definitely do get the bang for your buck. So you got to check out to the Outlaw Alliance Entertainment Network. That's a whole screw of DJ companies, entertainment companies, performers, business owners that all work together to help each other to, make a career and get your lives, together and get your bills paid and all that good stuff. It's like a big giant family. So. And if you're familiar with Periscope, check us out on Periscope because we have our Outlaw Alliance radio shows on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and sometimes on Sundays. Today we're doing the Conspiracy Channel, so we're here on YouTube. On the radio aspect of it, we are over on Periscope. So check us out on Periscope under Outlaw Alliance Radio or DJ Weasel 1980. You got to check it out. You'll enjoy it. We have the best damn music your ears can handle. We have the best damn conspiracy theories your minds can handle. So, if anybody's got any questions, feel free to type it in the comments, and we'll try and figure it out. If you want to call us live, you can call us live. Like I said, 440-538-8591. Then we get those everybody out there that's got an opinion on anything and stuff like that. We'll discuss that. Let's see. Go to the chat box here. Looks like the chat box is a failure. So the chat box don't work on this at all. That sucks. So we have to look down to the phone to see the chats. Chit chats. Also, we got our good buddy Andy here in the clubhouse with us today. We are broadcasting live from the Outlaw Alliance Clubhouse out in Lorain, Ohio, as inside Studio 7. Clubhouse is out there. We're in here, so. How do you think COVID will change the way we live? Asked by Jay Figura. Yeah. We'll say Jay, yeah. There you go. How do you think it's going to change your lives? Let's see. Economically, the economy is utterly screwed right now. That's one. Two, everything that we thought of from growing up to now is out the door. 6 feet or more. Hell, look at Cedar Point. You go to Cedar Point. Well, we predicted Cedar Point wasn't even going to open this year. They did open this year. Not worth going at all. Not worth going at all. It is not worth going at all. Most of the attractions are closed down. All of the roller coasters and the lines are all 6 feet apart. So every seat is 6 feet apart.
Isn't Kalahari open too?
That I'm not sure. I don't know.
I heard that Kalahari was open too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about Kalahari.
Really?
Mm-mm. Never been there.
What I really can't believe is that Kalahari is open, because Kalahari, a lot of people go to Kalahari, you understand? And COVID-19 could just go over there at all times, because Kalahari is just pools everywhere, you understand? Places where you
Right.
can just go down and meet people, you understand? And
Right.
there are
Pamela-
public places that just should not be open at this time, because a lot of people go there.
Right. Pamela Lanning asks, do you think there will be another stay-at-home order? Well, at the rate that the states are going and the numbers are climbing, we're going to get to the numbers theory too as well, and the numbers are climbing, you know, it's a big possibility. It's a big possibility that we may seek another stay-at-home order, but it's all up to the governors of the states and everything like that. You know, Florida's out of control with their numbers going higher and higher and higher. And then you got, you know, governors like Mike DeWine who test positive, you know, for COVID-19 when he goes to meet the president, and then takes another test a couple hours later and tests negative. That brought a whole slew of, you know, backlash to Mike DeWine. So either he was not going out in public and wearing his mask and practicing social distancing and all that stuff, and not following his own memorandums, and he caught the virus. And then they come and say that he didn't have the virus. So does that mean that one, masks don't work, or two, the tests don't work? So if you're getting all these false positives on your tests, then you can't rely on those numbers they're dishing out.
They might also have a third option right there, where there might be that the shot that they have right now.
Oh, that's coming up. That's coming up later because the shot's not even out yet. They haven't even the shot isn't even in. Yeah, even a thought right now. I mean, it's in the news that Russia might have a cure or a vaccine for it, but blah. We'll get to that later in the show.
Okay.
But you're jumping ahead, but it's okay. But anyways, you have all these reported cases of COVID-19. You have all these reported deaths of COVID-19. There was a gentleman who got shot and killed that was in the news, and then suddenly he died of COVID-19. So. You know, are they rigging the numbers, you know, to keep the fear in the American people? I don't know. You know, who knows? Yeah. Do I think Mike DeWine has it but is hiding it? It's a good possibility. Maybe. No, I think the tests are just a bunch of bullshit is what I think. Also, coming back to the numbers. You have, and this is what drives me absolutely bonkers, you have the Democrats and the Republicans who are having these meetings, and they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, who don't give a flying fuck about the American people because they don't have to worry about money. They don't have to worry about, am I going to pay my rent? Am I going to pay my electric? Am I going to pay my water? Am I going to pay my gas? Am I going to have groceries in the house? Are my kids going to be fed? Are my kids going to be clothed? They don't give a flying fuck. They don't. They do not care about us little people. The rich are getting richer, and the poor are becoming homeless. That's exactly how it is. And that's how it's going to be for a while. Until those little fuckers get off of their high-ass horses and stop acting like 2-year-olds, you know, whether it's going to be mocha, Java, crayon, or pencil, you know, because they walk into a meeting. Oh, we're using crayons today? Oh, shit, I'm out of here, bye. You know, it's bullshit. They can't agree on nothing. You think about it. You have a Democrat and a Republican together. They come in and they say, well, is it going to be chicken or stovetop? They won't even agree on that. They're going to sit there and be like, I want white wine. Well, I want red wine. Screw you, I'm out of here. And you get paid hundreds of $1,000s a year, and then you get paid for a 30-day vacation. Who in the hell gets a 30-day paid vacation in a normal job? Nobody. I think the American people should kick their asses to the curb and say, you know what, fuck this. We're taking over, and we're going to follow the Constitution that our forefathers foreset for this country and say, do for the people and not make yourselves rich and get yourself an oil rig. That's my rant. Comments?
That's a strong argument. So I do agree with you. I agree with you to the fullest. It's true. It's all true. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's all true.
Yeah.
They don't really care about us little people because they already have what they want. What more do they need? They have more, and they want more.
Yeah.
That's what you call being greedy. They are greedy people. You can't do nothing against greedy people because they have everything already. Unless you're greedy but still poor, you want more. But you can't really. They won't help us. We gotta help ourselves. It's the truth.
Yeah. And Nancy Pelosi, God help her face. I know, she kind of looks like she got hit by a Mack truck several times. But anyways, that piece of shit of a woman, of a person, of a human being, is like the old saying. You know when you see a pile of bird shit, you know that little black speckle that's on top of bird shit.
Yeah.
You know that's bird shit too. And that's pretty much how she is. And Mitch McConnell, I just want to Mitch slap that motherfucker because he can't get his head out of his ass. So on both sides, you're like, sums it up. My little kids have more intelligence and common sense than they do because they're fucking 2-year-olds is what they are. That's what they act like.
Oh my God. To be compared to 2 years, that's a harsh thing. To be compared to 2 years, that's a harsh thing, man.
I'm welcoming Mama T to the clubhouse. How you doing, honey? I got an oops on here, but okay. Oh yeah, I definitely think the government's trying to hide something. There's an investigation going on with Joe Biden because Joe Biden's mixed up with that sex trafficking, human trafficking, thing to that island, with all the Hollywood actors and all that stuff. Who in the right mind would vote for a piece of shit like that? Not me.
I don't think nobody. If they would probably go, but if we knew what was really under the table, because they don't really throw everything over the table, as you can see in many of their press conferences, they start talking this and that, confidential. Talking this and that, confidential.
Exactly.
Almost every of their conference that they put live, they're not going to tell us their secrets because
classified.
They are having something under the table.
And I definitely agree with the Republican Party when they say that their meetings about this new stimulus package should be televised and I totally agree with that because you had the Republicans blaming the Democrats and you had the Democrats blaming the Republicans and none of us know exactly what's true. You can't trust CNN News. You can't trust any of those fake news sources because that's what they term them, fake news. All my life I have always relied on Fox 8 News. Sometimes you can't rely on that because personal experience. Something happens and that is dramatic in someone's life. No matter what news source it is, they want to turn it around and make it sound like it's something else. And I disagree with that and wholeheartedly. So I have personal experience in that, and it's just sucks. It sucks big time.
It's just never gonna be a free country. Never,
Mm-mm.
never. Because
This is America, the land of the free. But if something offends you, oh, please let us know, and we'll pass a law.
exactly,
That is
exactly,
horseshit.
exactly.
It's just messed up.
It's just messed up, man.
Next on our topics here, we have. Okay, government dragging their feet. We're talking about that with the stimulus. They promised that they'll come up with a decision. 6, 7 weeks ago? At this point now, the United States government says, "Oh, a $1,200 stimulus check will tide you over for 6 months," and that's it. That's exactly how they stated it for the most part. So you divided that $1,200 stimulus into a 6-month period, and that's $8 a day. You're getting paid $8 a day by the U.S. government to stay at home, blah blah blah. Work at home if you can, or whatever. And then here it is going on 7 months. So now it's getting dropped down even lower, and then we can come to a conclusion by September, and then we're into October, and then it's even lower, and then it's like, what the hell do we pay our tax money to these people for? It is just utterly ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous.
And I believe they're overtaxing people. They tax for everything. They tax for
I switch.
almost whatever you buy, for child support, for whatever. They'll charge taxes for whatever. Even to get on an airplane, sometimes you get taxed. For the bags you gotta carry, you gotta pay for them when you go to the airport for your own belongings just being there. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that I don't think should be done. Taxing is just something wrong. It's just wrong. The people are free because they want to do whatever they want. It's not what they want, it's just what you want. But they put laws to enforce those things so you won't do those things that you want to do. That's why this country will never be a free country. It will never be a free country. Just like David Crowley said, this is a great state.
Right.
It is a great state.
I agree on that with you, 100%. I don't know if any of you have heard of this thing that's come about, and you can go online and you can go to kobepass.com, and there's this apparently. The conspiracy theory behind this and the rumors going on behind this is that this vaccine that they are developing is going to be mandatory for all American citizens, and it's going to be mandatory in other countries for their citizens. And this vaccine is going to contain an RFID chip. And if you go to Kobe, you'll see over here. Let me bring it up here for you so you can see it. Okay, it's Kobe Pass, secure, universal, and trusted. This Kobe Pass is going to be a digital health wallet that is built, decentralized in technology, proven full to the end global COVID-19 solutions. So what's this going to be? This is going to be something that's integrated into your phone, which I don't know if anybody's ever noticed. COVID notification that's on the most recent Android OS updates. Or Google services updates. I don't know if it's on Apple, but supposedly it's supposed to notify you if you come in contact with a infected COVID-19 person, as well as an RFID chip that's going to be in this new vaccination that's coming out that will be mandatory, and then the economy is going to be enrolled into this Kobe Pass, where money's going to be digital, no more paper cash, no more coin cash. It's all going to be on this digital solution, and so in order to go to a store, when you walk into a store, they can scan you and they can tell if you had this vaccine, and if you haven't had the vaccine, they can refuse services, all kinds of things. And this is, to me, this is like, I was reading this, and this is like the mark of the beast stuff to me, I swear. And they're talking about hitting 80 million digital passes globally within a year. And you can actually contact them and all that stuff, and they'll tell you about how it works and everything like that. And it's just like, wow, it's like shit you see in movies like 10 years ago. It's just it's wow. It's just like that Gray State movie that Mr. Josh was talking about.
Once you see that movie, you're gonna see different. You're gonna see the world different. They're never gonna throw that movie out because they are scared the world might happen to them, to their family, just like the incident happened with David Crowley. That movie will never come out again. So if you didn't see it, I hope the people 10 years or older have seen it. That movie is your mind. I'm telling you, it will blow your mind.
Okay, question here. Would you do the Kobe pass? Hell to the no. And what happens if you refuse the Kobe test? I don't give a fuck. They can't refuse me to take something I don't want. That ain't gonna happen. It will not happen. And this vaccine that they're talking about, I know I won't be taking it. No freaking way.
Me neither. I'm not taking it.
I think that this COVID-19 is covering something bigger that's coming, or covering something, or it's an issue taking our eyes off of something bigger that's going on, is what I think. The population control theory, it's damn possible. Our planet can only support 9 billion people, and we're approaching that quick. We're at 7.9 billion right now, or as of 2018, something like that. Around 7.9 billion people on the planet. Yeah, so yeah, it could be a weapon. It could be a weapon. I mean, shit. The United States government has plentiful patents on strains of COVID-19 in their bioweapons division. So does other countries. So it could be a bioweapon. And this bullshit about the ice caps melting is the reason why COVID-19 got out, because these older viruses are getting out that are stuck in the ice. Yada yada, horse shit.
Yeah, that's not. I believe that just the ice caps are melting, and that I don't think the worst that will come is that the beaches are just gonna disappear. You're not gonna see the beaches. I think that's all there's gonna be. Maybe a couple of tidal waves that might come through a couple of times from here and there. We might just be underneath water. You never know.
Yeah.
You understand? That's the future.
Another theory out there is that COVID-19 is another way for the U.S. government to be able to identify people through facial recognition with them wearing a mask, which I firmly agree. I've seen a lot of technology that's been coming through with facial recognition, and to be able to identify somebody with a smaller viewpoint instead of having all those epithelials on their face and everything like that. You got the nose, eyes, ears, chin, all that stuff. They got a mask on their face. They come up with a smart system that can identify you from the nose up. Then
You know what's funny? That even in those chips, they have all your identification.
Yeah, it's your health information, your health insurance, banking, all of that stuff. Yeah.
Basically, it's another way for the government to track.
And it's another way for the government to track you. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Also, another thing too, think about it. My buddy Andy, he's sitting here at the clubhouse right now. He mentioned this to me earlier. If you're wearing a pair of boxers and a pair of jeans and you fart and that goes right through that, what's to stop this bug from going through a piece of cloth into your nose, or into your respiratory system?
This piece of paper does not even.
Yeah, well, yeah, some of them are paper. Yeah, some of them are cloth. But it's a good point. It sounds funny, but it's a good point. We get right down to the shit, literally. It's a good point. We even have protesters that are protesting this face mask thing. It's ridiculous. If you don't want to wear it, don't wear it. If you want to wear it, wear it.
It's all precaution. You should have your own precaution about the things that are gonna happen to you in the future. It's your own life. I think you should do whatever you want in your life. It's your decision to do what you want. I don't
Right.
think that having to wear a mask should be even a law.
Yeah.
I don't believe that should be a law because it's just a mask. Actually, I don't believe that you should even be stopped because you don't have a mask, or you should be fined for not having a mask. It's just something
Yeah,
It's not
logical,
something
right.
logical. It's not something logical. I believe it's just about money and more money and more money.
I have two
That's all they
opinions. I have two opinions on this next comment. How do you feel about this cash-free thing? And that's talking about no cash, going to cryptocurrency, digital digital RFID kind of stuff. I it's an agree disagree kind of thing. I think years ago we should have reached a point of where the human us as a race as a species, not as a race, started working together from the get long time ago.
want.
The monetary value shit, that's bullshit. The human race should be working to better themselves, and not to better themselves as a species, and not better themselves as what can I own, how big of a house can I have, how much of this can I have, how much money do I have in the bank. You can't take none of that with you when you go. What's the point of it? What is the point of it? And then on the con part of it, you need money to live. You can't live for free. You can't eat for free. So yeah, there's pros and cons to it. But at the same time, we are the only country left on this planet that does not have a monthly stimulus program established, and I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening
I don't.
because you have Democrats and Republicans. The Democrats are for the rich people. They are for those. They're for the people that have failing states that want bailouts. They want to bail banks out. They want to do this and do that, and do this and do that, and do this and do that, and leave the veterans homeless. Not take care of their own people. They want to worry about who they can bring in this country to bring them more money, other than the people that don't make enough money to benefit them. Where the Republicans is for the best interest of the American people for the most part, but they're not perfect either, and they need a lot of work. Seriously.
Yeah. I mean,
I just commented.
the world.
I just
will
answered
only
the
get
comment.
together
Pay
if we have
attention.
a common enemy.
That's the one I
It's
just
the thing,
said.
We have a common enemy.
How do you feel
just
about
like
this
Trump
cash-free
said,
thing?
that's the
How do you
only
feel about
way.
this cash-free thing? I
That-
just
I'm not
Never mind.
talking about what he said about aliens or about alien sex, nothing about that. I'm talking about like
and you're on the microphone.
the world needs a common enemy. If the world doesn't have a common
The
enemy,
cash-free
we
thing, I just
never come
commented about it.
together, and that's what I would think. I mean, we could come together, but I think that is the only way right now because there's so many controversies between people.
I answered every single one of these.
It's just irritating to see
There's-
how we cannot get together as a population that is just a state between Republicans and Democrats. We cannot come to a conclusion about what we're gonna do with that money that they have enough of. They have more than enough to share with the people. I don't like the Republics, the Democrats. I don't like the judicials. I don't like none of them because the judicial make the laws. The Republicans just, I don't know, because I've never seen them in action, and the Democrats are just
No
trying
other
to give more
comment.
money to the people that have money. It's just
Look.
nobody's gonna come to a conclusion about
Look,
who's gonna
sorry,
give money
there's
to
no other
the
comment.
poor people. And what do you think about that?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, because they're only going to pass laws that are going to benefit them.
Exactly.
It's like this stimulus package that they can't agree on. The Democrats are wanting these orders put in this bill that have nothing to do with COVID-19, have nothing to do with the American people. They want money. They want all this extra money to bail out these governors that poorly ran their states and want bailout. They want to bail out these banks. They want to bail out this person. They want to bail out this person, and they want a hefty raise on top of that. Nancy Pelosi, being one of the highest paid Democratic chairwomen, and she just got another $100,000 raise or something like that. It was $65,000 or something like that. Right now she's the highest paid congresswoman or chairwoman, whatever you want to call it, whatever her position is, in the United States history right now.
And she's doing nothing. doing nothing
Another-
for people, nothing for nobody.
Yeah, and another thing I firmly think and believe and agree is I think that you have a president that has a 4-year term. Okay, you have a president that has a 4-year term. You have then he or she can get reelected for another 4-year term. After that, that's it. We have congressmen that have been in Congress for 40, 50 years. I think that's utter bullshit. I think their term should be limited to the same stay as the president.
Exactly. To where
Every
new
4
people
years,
come
a
in.
new person.
Where new people come in and the same laws are passed down, so we can make sure that those
Yep.
same laws are passed down with them people. And I believe them people should be monitored by other people. That's what I believe. And it's just,
or they stay chairman until they die.
Yeah, and that's how it is. They can the chair people they can keep that position for life. I think that is ridiculous. That is the stupidest idea that anybody has ever had. It is ridiculous because they get comfortable. They get into that new stage of living and oh, okay,
most of them go crazy.
you want $7,000 a month for a penthouse? Okay, no problem. You know, and the taxpayers pay for it. They have private jets. Taxpayers pay for that. They have all this. They have all that. And then they wonder why the country is in the biggest debt of any nation on this planet.
Because they're overtaxing people. They can't
Oh, no, it has nothing to do with overtaxing. They're overspending.
overspend.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you know, oh, I'm sorry, we can't give relief money for this disaster that happened, but we can certainly give, you know, $8-9 billion to develop weapons for the military. You know, that is bullshit. That is bullshit.
I mean,
Look at the
Korea
annual
has
economic
all the
reports.
nuclear bombs.
Yeah, look at the annual economic reports. There is countless dollars, billions, and I'll say it like President Trump says it. There is trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that get dumped in the United States military, and nobody is even allowed to know what that money is used for. Not even allowed. You know what? The United States military, as far as the financial part of it, is like the government's version of child support, because you got trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that go into the military, and nobody's allowed to know what that money goes for. Just like your average American who pays child support, and they're not allowed to have any say on what that money goes for either. You know, think about it. It's common corruption is what it is. It's just messed up. It's messed up in so many ways. Gets my brain just going.
I don't know if you've seen this, but since even before 2 years ago, they've been test bombing everywhere, tank bombings everywhere. Like they're testing every kind of weapon out there. Their new weapons are
I
testing.
wonder why the chat's not working.
There's new railguns in warships. There are new technology in the military that is not even out to the public. That is just being kept in secret until the new war or whatever comes. It's just gonna be crazy. I think World War III is not even gonna happen, because this World War is just gonna be a war against ourselves. It's not even gonna be a war against us.
You know, yeah, there's a very good, right on that, very good comment that was brought to my attention. That it was a comment that's not coming through the stream, at least on my end. Our buddy Andy, it's like he says, it's like another Holocaust, but instead of gas chambers, they're using COVID.
Yep. Exactly.
And if they can't kill us off with the virus, they'll kill us off by starving us and making us homeless, and then us weather the elements and die.
Do anything. Most of us, probably the population is gonna go down to maybe not even a million. I think it's just gonna keep going down and down, because this pandemic is just gonna keep getting worse.
Yep.
And they are not gonna be able to stop it, even though they have the technology to do so. They are trying to get Commonwealth states to lower their population, because I believe that most Commonwealth states have bigger population than what they say.
Right.
'Cause
Well,
there's a lot of people going broke, and they don't have enough money to live in
Well, look at
Think about
China.
states.
Look at China. China has the world's largest population. Their population takes up approximately 14.9% of the entire world's population. There is over 1.7 billion people just in China alone.
Because it's cheap to live in China.
In 1980, China passed a law that says you're only allowed to have one child. After one child, you get fixed. If you don't get fixed and you have another child, well, we all know China. China has the same penalty for every crime. So there you have it.
That penalty is not pretty. That penalty is not a pretty penalty. Is nothing funny to be looking at.
Okay. Globally confirmed as of today, 108,000. Why does that sound so low? Where's that COVID map here? Okay, here we go. We have 21,824,807 cases of COVID globally, and 773,032 deaths globally, and 14,558,328 cases recovered globally. If you believe those numbers, okay. I'm not sure, after with recent events going on, I'm not sure that I believe these numbers at all.
I do not believe these numbers at all. I do not either. They did say that they were lying about those numbers. If you
Oh, yeah.
will see a couple months back, they did say that they were lying about those numbers, and I believe they did not fix those numbers. Even though they made new numbers, they said that they were passing down numbers that weren't real from this state to this state, or from this city to that city, or from Russia to here. You understand? Those numbers were flawed. I believe those numbers were flawed.
Okay, two more comments here. We got KL Design. When will the next stimulus check come out, or will it not? If it does come out, it's not going to be anytime soon. I can tell you that because they're on their 30-day paid vacation until September 8th. And then we have LCBY. They are murdering people. I do believe that wholeheartedly that they are murdering people. I think that this is a bioweapon. I think it was released on purpose, and I think it is a way of population control.
I don't know if
And if it's not a way of population control, it's a way to make waves, to make changes that the government wants, and the people are just going to fall in line out of fear. It's a way to keep fear in the American people, and American people who are afraid, going to fall in line. Just like the whole Mark of the Beast thing, just like all the movies, a big, huge, fear pandemic happens, or an alien invasion happens, or whatever, and then everybody's stuck at home, and they can't afford this, and they can't afford that. Next thing you know, the government's paying their way, so the government can control the people, and that's what it's about.
Exactly.
They say in Ohio, as of today, there's 102,577 cases, with an extra 5,710 on their expanded case definition, 108,287 total cases, 12,236 hospitalized in Ohio, and 3,548 confirmed deaths. Now, I know that I mentioned 6 months ago that my mother was diagnosed with COVID-19, and it turned out that she wasn't diagnosed with COVID-19. So that being said, I personally do not know or have ever met anybody that knows anybody who has been infected with COVID-19, nor has died from COVID-19. So, I mean, I'm not saying that the virus isn't real at all or anything like that, but I'm definitely saying I think these numbers are really messed up, because I don't think these numbers are right at all. Because, I mean, just
Do you think that they are killing people in the hospitals? Have you seen in many of the movies that they? I mean, in many movies, I think the movies show the truth. If you look at movies carefully about COVID-19 or any type of pandemic, they show the truth. And the last last pandemic that was Novik or something like that.
SARS.
Cyrus,
SARS.
Cyrus or something
SARS.
like that.
SARS. SARS.
Cyrus, they did the same thing. They shot a movie about what was happening at that sad moment.
Yeah, that
And
that
it
movie
was so,
that movie
it
was
was
called
so
Outbreak.
crazy.
Yeah,
It was
that
so
movie was called
crazy that
Outbreak.
it just went viral. But I think that movie showed the truth, and as many other movies shown before that, they show a lot of truth behind what's really going on behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. Lynn also comments on here and says, "I don't understand how people can't see what's going on." There's a lot. There's so much going on. There's so much going on that some of them are blind to what's really going
I
on.
got an answer for that. I believe that with more new technology coming out, they're trying to keep the people focused on that technology and about them shooting all these, I don't know, dramatic events happening and all these games happening in basketball and football or whatever, and they're just doing something that's just so noticeable.
Right.
It's noticeable. Like you see all these new technologies coming out and all these people just going out for them technologies just to grab their hands on that new technology. And that's what I really think the government's trying to do, just trying to get the people focused on that technology that's going out now and just this trend here, this trend there, and this trend there that's been going. And this is not something that has been happening now. This is something that has been happening even before now, even before the technology was going on, but it just in a different way, in a different. You see it when the radios came out, when they started shooting. What was it? The radio shows they were shooting out false information
Oh yeah, yeah.
and all that, and in the news station they were shooting out false information all the time, and not a lot of people noticed that. But if you look back a couple years back, things they didn't teach the kids the same way that they taught now.
Oh, exactly, exactly.
They taught different things to the kids. They didn't teach them. Oh, this is science.
Right.
They taught them home. How do you say home?
Homeschool,
No.
home economics,
No, like you clean your house and
home
stuff like that,
economics.
like
Yeah, home economics, home ec.
economics, things
Yeah.
that you need to learn in real life, like
And they don't do that no more. It's
They
all
do
about
not do
it's
that
all
no
about
more.
computers, technology, and that and
computer
stuff like that,
technology,
and
this,
sports.
like that,
And sports.
That's it. That's it.
Yep.
If you notice it, that's all. And the people that are not following those sports or this technology and this and that are just falling into that same hole. And I don't really like technology because I think that's what's really separating the people from each other and the people getting to know each other. Once the people understand that human beings are just human beings and they're nothing more than human beings, they can
Yeah.
be manipulated easily if you really put your mind to it. You can manipulate everybody if you really put your mind to it. It's just the way you word things. Like my mom said once, the tongue has a very strong power, and that is the power to how do you say, like, to convince people.
Yeah.
The tongue has the power to convince people. If you can convince one person, you can convince a whole army to do your bidding.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
That reminded me of Forrest Gump.
You said Forrest Gump.
My mom wants to help us.
Well, he didn't sell it. My mom always said life is like a box of chocolates, and everything like that. But yeah, I agree with it. I agree with it.
If it came from China.
Yeah, the chicken that tested positive for COVID-19, as far as the CDC has said, and the WHO has said that it is not transmitted from food to person. So that strain of COVID-19 cannot be transmitted from eating that chicken to a human being. So they say. I would not recommend eating chicken from China.
About the one about the boat.
The boat.
Yeah, they brought
Was
two
the president-
Italians from
Mom said that if it came from China, it either flew over here or it came from boat.
Oh, it definitely it definitely came from probably both. Probably through the cargo transports and through flights. You know, For all we know, they probably infected Americans that was over there, and when they sent them home, especially those POWs that just recently came home from China, they could have infected them and then started that here. Use it as a weapon. If China's the one responsible for it, they could have been their weapon. Things are heating up with China because of all these partisans and what do they call those restrictions that we got on them. The tariffs, all the tariffs we got on them. Sitting there saying, "Oh, they got to pay us this, they got to pay us that, they got to pay for this, they got to pay for." That's cool. I agree with Trump on that. American jobs should stay in America. Made for America, made by America. I do agree with that. Everything you buy in a store nowadays, made in China, made in Thailand, made in Taiwan, made in Taiwan. Okay, it's hard to find anything made in America anymore. Because you know what? Everything we made that's made in America is over there, over there, over there, and over there.
Everything for China is probably made out here.
Huh?
So everything that's made for China is probably made.
No, everything that's made in China is actually here. That's why it says made in China.
The thing is that in China is cheaper.
But yes, overseas, the other countries, it's cheap labor, and that's why they do that. Just like the worst thing ever possible. That's why I totally freaking hate George Bush. He gives all these companies a tax break to move their companies overseas and gives them a tax break. Yeah, fucking moron.
I'm saying things that were made for China are probably made here.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's import export. That's how it works.
It's trading.
Yeah.
It's all trade.
But yeah, I would definitely not recommend eating that chicken from China, for
Did
sure.
you see the,
I don't even. When I get a package in the mail, I don't even want my kids popping those air bubbles because that air comes from China.
Hazel, Mom wants to know where the dish soap is.
Where our dish soap is?
Dish soap.
Where our dish soap is?
Because she wants to know
Oh,
where the dish soap is.
I'm not sure where the fucking dish soap is.
I want to wash her mouth out.
Hang on, I'll do it for you here. Oh. Ah, okay.
I've seen a report, it was 2 or 3 months ago, about China sending some seeds over here that were infected
Yeah.
with COVID-19.
No, it wasn't seeds that were infected with COVID-19, but it was I guess it's a plant that grows indigenous in China, and it's an aggressive plant. It's a weed, and it's an aggressive plant, and it kills your flowers and all that stuff. And people have been getting these seeds in the mail and that blah blah blah. My uncle got a package in the mail,
But-
and called me up, and he's like, I got this package in the mail, and I'm afraid to open it. It might be those seeds, and I'm like, it's that cable that I ordered you from Amazon like 3 weeks ago.
But it's funny because as soon as they started getting those seeds, a lot of people started getting COVID-19. I don't know if you've noticed that, but
No, I don't know any connection between the seeds and COVID-19 at all.
As soon as they started sending those seeds, a lot of people started, like, the COVID-19 started to rise exponentially.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that.
No, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I've seen a lot of, if you've noticed it, that after the seeds started getting sent out, a lot of people started getting a lot of COVID-19.
Lynn, I absolutely agree with you, and I do believe that the Democrats are definitely in cahoots with China. I think that everything that they stand for, is negative. The Democrats are just evil. Nancy Pelosi, if I could legally say it on air, I would say it, but I'm not gonna say it. So I'll just say it under breath. That woman needs a bullet in her head.
She does. She does.
Any party that is associated with a satanic movement of any kind is just absolute and evil, and yeah, they do not need to be here.
I believe the United States just needs a remodeling completely of their government.
If the government who is supposed to be for the people, just like Lincoln said, by the people for the people. That was He's rolling in his grave right now. I guarantee it. The forefathers are rolling in their graves right now. They're even talking about taking out Mount Rushmore because it's offensive. No, it's bullshit, is what it is. It's guess what? Grow the fuck up. Go out, get a job, and shut the fuck up. If you're offended by something, stay away from it because all this bullshit of people going, oh, this offends me, that a law gets passed. This offends me, a law gets passed. This offends me, a law gets passed. Guess what? There's a lot of shit that offend me, and ain't no laws getting passed. I think it's bullshit. You're screaming and crying and wanting attention. You need to just shut the fuck up and move on and get along with people, because that's exactly how it is. We're all here on the same planet. We have no choice about it. We should all get along. I have no problems with anybody. Thank you. I have no problems with nobody. I get along with everybody. I don't care if they're pink, brown, orange, blue, black, fuchsia, or chroma, or whatever color you want to call it. I don't care who you are, where you came from. If we get along, we get along. I don't have friends. I have family. And you're my family. He's my family. Everybody here's my family. You know, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get why people get so offended for shit that happened over 100 years ago. There's nobody alive today that is responsible for what happened for your hardship 100 years ago. Get over it.
It might be the kids of your kids of your kids of your kids of your kids.
Right.
Keep going.
And just because it was in your bloodline, you should pay for it. Bullshit. I ain't paying for shit that I didn't do.
Exactly.
It's just like a court of law. You have the right. You have the right to your constituents, and you have the right to prove your innocence. I don't care if your grandfather owned slaves, or your grandfather was a criminal, murdered people or whatever. That doesn't say anything about you. That's not your character. They can't judge you by what your ancestors did. They can't judge me by what my ancestors did, because guess what? You didn't do it, and I didn't do it. So they need to get the fuck over themselves and move on.
You know what's funny? That the United States can only, it gives like, how you saying this? When they get married, if you're from another state, like you're saying that they can't get, until they get married, they can't get the
Citizenship.
Yeah, it's funny about the citizenship because there's a lot of, Texas was from Mexico.
Yeah.
Texas was Mexico 100 years back.
Oh, more than 100 years.
400 and something years back when slavery was going on. Even before that, it was like when the 13 states started going over here. This was Indian land. This was nobody else's land.
Yeah.
This was Indians' land. And who were those Indians? The Mexicans. I'm not going to try to argue with nobody or anything. This is Mexican land that we're living on. It's nobody else's. We stole this from them.
Well, the Americans stole this land from the Indians. Yeah, the Indians are the indigenous people, and the Indians are the ones who have the least amount of land than anybody in this entire country. And there's been treaties that have been broken, and there's this and that and this and that, and take. I understand. I do understand, and I respect that cultures wanting to preserve their cultures and keep it what they call it 100% and all that. I respect that. To each his own. That's fine. Me. If you love somebody, love them. That's just the way it is. I don't care what color you are, or where you come from, or what your parents did in their past, or what your grandparents did in their past. I don't care. I don't judge that. I don't judge you for that. I judge you for you, and I think that's how the world should be. And it's just messed up the way the world is today. Yeah, I was shot in 2015. I was shot by a black former Marine, and it got drug out in court, and then 2 years later, finally went to trial, and then they turned around and they let the guy walk. The reason why they let him walk is because Black Lives Matter was outside the courthouse rioting or protesting, whatever you want to call it. I disagree with that. Justice was not served. It is bullcrap. If I see that guy today, I would have no problem going up and giving him a hug, because you know what? I forgave him a long time ago. But point of the matter is you can't use trespasses against you in the past to get shit done today. It does not work. That does not fly. That is not right.
I've met a lot of people who have had grudges with, who I've had fight with, and at the end of the day, I respect those people because they were, how to explain this, man enough. You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
come up to me and actually, I don't care if we fought, I don't care if we argued, I don't care if we had any kind of arguments. It's just, the people keep that in mind, and I think that grudges is what's gonna hold us to where we are now, because we're gonna keep holding on grudges about what happened, 2-3 years ago, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, and this just happens with the government. A lot of the times, things happened 100, 200, 300 years ago, 400 years ago, whatever, it might be 20 years ago, and they bring it up now. You know what I'm saying? It's something that should not be brought now, because now is the now, it's not the
Right.
behind, it's not the future, no, the thing is now. The problem is now, it's not the past, it's not the future. We can't think about the future because we don't know what's gonna happen in the future.
Right.
We just know what's gonna happen now.
Yeah, and until we get over all this petty bullshit, ain't nothing gonna change to better humanity, because it's all about what they want, what the government wants, wars and this and that. We are still a primitive race, is what we are. We are still Neanderthals in comparison to the global eclectic of what we should be.
We are down in the food chain, and I can't believe that we are down in the food chain. And how do you think that we got to the point to be at the top of the food chain? We kill lions now because we got our intelligence up. We are more
Yes, speak
intelligent
louder.
than any other.
Yes, speak louder. They can't hear you.
Oh,
No.
really?
Yeah.
You can't hear me? Oh my God. How? I'm speaking so loud.
Now I can see. I can hear you perfectly now.
I'm speaking so loud. But anyway, like I said, we
Yeah.
were once a primitive,
Primitive culture.
primitive species.
A primitive culture.
Primitive
Yeah.
Culture, species, whatever. We were down on the food chain, and now we're killing lions, elephants, whatever, even sharks. Like things that we could not do before, we're doing them now, and it's just because the new technologies or the new weapons that we have now, we became smarter than them. It's just how mutation works, but we are not. I believe that we are not smarter than them, because even those animals respect nature. And saying they respect the food chain. They don't try to go overboard. And I believe that those even animals show emotions, which humans said that they did not have emotions.
Mhm.
Animals cry. I've seen horses cry. I've seen almost every type of animal cry. And
Yeah.
how could you say that animal does not have emotions?
Oh, everybody knows animals have emotions. I mean, it's
How could you
common
not-
sense.
Scientists say that they don't have emotions. How could you say that they don't?
That's bullshit.
They're killing so many animals, but I'm not gonna be somebody that's gonna hold the human culture back, because I do know that there's 7 billion people in this world. We need to eat. It's our culture, but there's a lot of everything in this world. There's a lot of everything. We are not a cannibal species or a
Herbivore?
we are not a carnivore species.
Right.
I believe
Carnivore.
that-
Yeah. Yeah. You said cannibal. Cannibal is like
Yeah,
I'm gonna eat
cannibal,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cannibal is another thing. I
yeah.
mean carnivore.
Carnivore. Yeah.
We are not.
We're
We were
considered
not a
omnivores.
carnivore
Hmm.
Species. Before we used to eat plants because we did not have the technology to kill bigger animals. We just had the technology that we work on now. But right now we're overkilling, and this is becoming a
Yeah.
problem.
Exactly. Okay. Got some more comments here. Lynn, absolutely right. Gotta go up here. I'm gonna bring that up to you, by the way. The biggest one right here. Hang on 1 second. You got that 5-year-old that was shot. It was mentioned on the news one time. Okay? Little white kid gets shot one time in the news. That's it. Cop shoots black guy.
20 times in the news.
Shit, 20. Shit,
Man.
this was how many months ago? And it's still in the news today. And there's riots about it. And they're burning down police stations. They're burning down stores that have nothing to do with their fucking movement. And then the president deems them as a terrorist movement. And I 100% agree with that. And you know what America does with terrorists? We kill them.
We do kill them.
They should not be given in, and they've been given in and given in and given in and given in too many fucking times to these goddamn people for doing this shit. And what happens to the victims that they're victimizing? Nothing.
But what's funny is that you don't see like other people get killed. You just see terrorists get killed by the government. Like,
Don't even say Osama bin Laden, because that motherfucker
no,
was not killed.
That was not. I don't even think that Hitler was killed. I think Hitler escaped because they never found Hitler. They never did. I think Hitler they hit him. I think they hit Hitler.
Oh, I think Hitler's dead. I'm pretty sure Hitler's dead.
Even though Hitler killed a lot of people, I think that Hitler is still alive. Not still alive now, but I'm just saying that they held him out. They hit him. They hit him. Like a lot of.
And like Lynn says, a lot of us don't even have any ancestors that were here at the time, during slavery and all that. Yet they still get shunned and they still get blamed and how it goes. It's bullshit. Pamela Lanning says, "Where's his justice?" It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. If you never see in the news. It happened just a few months ago down here on Long Avenue, right down the street from my house. White chick gets shot by a black dude. It wasn't even so much in the newspaper, let alone the police blotter. Nobody heard nothing about it. But we surely seen and got pictures of the cop cars and the ambulances and everything like that. But it was never covered in the media whatsoever. Not whatsoever.
How about that dude that got choked out by that other cop, and the other cops were recording it? Did you see that? The case that the dude got choked out by the cop, and the other cops were recording it, and they didn't even help the person. They were just recording.
George
watching it.
Soros.
Hmm?
George Soros.
Talk about George. Oh, George Soros, is that the little boy's name?
Who was that?
Are you talking about Floyd? Yeah, George Floyd was the black gentleman that was killed. But as far as that goes, I don't understand how the news is covering Floyd's case more than this little innocent 5-year-old kid that gets shot in the head at point blank range. This kid's completely innocent in life, never did a thing wrong in his life, and then George Floyd's got a rap sheet, a mile long. He was a drug addict. He was flipped out on all kinds of drugs when all that crap happened. But he's the talk of the town, and this little 5-year-old kid ain't nothing. That is not right in any way, shape, or form.
It is not.
Yeah, and it's all about the Democrats getting Trump. Everything that happens in this country is Trump's fault. No matter what happens, they go to impeach Trump. Guess what? You got that impeachment as far as the literal impeachment, but not removed from office. You got that. Ooh, there's their victory. You sue him for this, and you sue him for that. You ain't getting nowhere. You sue him for this again. Ain't getting nowhere. And now you're going to turn around and sue him again because you guys can't get off your fucking asses to get your goddamn job done that we pay you to do. Guess what? You're going to lose again. I cannot stand the Democratic Party. And there's times I can't stand the Republican Party either. But you know what? We know what they all stand for, so that's about the... Oh, George Soros, the rioter. Yeah, okay.
I got a question. Do you believe in the Illuminati?
Yeah, well, I believe in the Illuminati as an organization, yes. There's just way too much evidence. That would take an entire another conspiracy theory show to cover all the material that I have on them. But anyways, well, we're not going to get to that tonight, but we will get to that, but we will definitely get to that.
I get too excited. I'm sorry.
But yeah, super governments and secret governments and all that stuff. Yeah, there's way too much. You should see an aerial view of downtown Washington D.C. Yeah, it's proofs right there. The guy who shot his family. You talking about Illyria? Okay. Yeah, that was only covered in the news once. The last we heard, there was an investigation. Never heard anything else. All we know is that they deemed it a murder-suicide. But that was a guy that lost his job and couldn't get his unemployment because, of reasons. And yeah, he just, did what he did. Unfortunately, it's been coming commonplace now and then. Yeah, that as Tricky Rich just commented in, like the UFO ship that crashed in Roswell, and everybody said, oh, that went to Area 51. It didn't go to Area 51 at first. It went to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base first. That was in Dayton, Ohio. And that was out there, and then, of course, it was a weather balloon. Okay. Yeah, big media hype, dead bodies found that were not human, and we got an alien craft of not of this world, and next thing you know, it's a picture of a military guy with a big old smile on his face holding a weather balloon. Yeah. That was the birth of CNN.
I actually haven't seen that. I've got to see that.
You've never seen the story behind Area 51?
No, I have not.
The Roswell UFO crash in 1954? Yeah, I think it was 1954.
I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, that's gonna be another topic. Yeah, our shows the whole premise of the conspiracy files was to have it segmented to where we would talk about one subject and then we talk about another subject, or one thing. So it would have different stories, in the whole thing. But because this coronavirus, crap and everything else, the violence in the nation and the U.S. government takeover and everything that's going on is just so much in the mainstream media right now. That's what we're primarily covering right now. But we'll get to, once all this bullshit's over, we'll get into doing our stories that way. And then we're going to be doing field stories and field investigations and stuff like that on our own with our own equipment and everything like that. That way we can... there's so much shit out there that we can disprove in an instant. There's crap out there we can dissect and say whether it happened or not. Places that we can go and do interviews and stuff like that and actually figure out what's the truth and what's not. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about what we're going to be doing. We're going to expand in broader detail in the next coming episodes, and we will be on the air every Sunday. I was supposed to be planning on doing it at 6 o'clock. But we had some technical hangups because these platforms that we go through, there's not a way to do a test to find out if everything is working right, your microphones, your sound, and all that. And if you start broadcasting and then you find out something's wrong, so you have to end the broadcast, and you have to go back and fix it and then do another test. So today we did like seven or 8 tests before we was actually able to go live. And it's like that every week. Even when we do the radio show, it's the same thing. And that's on a completely different platform. And it's the same thing. And we have to start, stop. And it just gets monotonous. But, it happens. It is what it is, and we work on it. And, yes, those Democrats do have a lot to hide, especially with this big investigation going on. And it's another thing, too. We're talking about what you hear in the news and what you don't hear in the news. You have Hillary Clinton that ran for president. Okay? Correct me if I'm wrong. She ran for president. Correct me if I'm wrong. That bitch lost. Correct me if I'm wrong. She committed treason. She sold. She emailed or secret messages or government secrets or whatever to whoever. Yada yada yada. List is long. Okay, and then she goes to court, and then the news just stopped covering it. The only way you can find out what's going on is if you Google it. She's actually going to court again next month, but she's not required to testify. So, whether criminal charges are going to be going against her or not, nobody knows because nobody talks about it. It's not in the news no more.
Well, it seems that everything that she was talking about was
I thought the justice system was the justice system. Nobody's above the law. Well, apparently, if you're a presidential candidate, like Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, you must be above the law. Because I'm sorry, if I was suspected of child sex trafficking, my ass would be in jail, or at least being detained for the maximum amount of time they could do it. To be interrogated. Nothing happened to them.
house arrest. That's all they got. House arrest.
Shit, they didn't even get that.
Basically not, because as you can see, they're still out there doing their Democratic parties and whatever they want to do.
Heard who was going to leave. Comment from Pamela Lanning. I heard she was going to leave. Who? Angel out there in the clubhouse. To your comment, I heard she was going to leave. Who? Oh, okay. She was referring to the family with the murder-suicide in Illyria. She said that she apparently the wife was going to leave the husband or something like that. I don't know. I have not seen anything in the news about that. Last I heard, pardon? Oh, okay. Well, I have not seen it. Remember, you cannot believe everything you read on Facebook unless it comes from a credentialed news source. Do not listen to the Washington Post. Do not listen to CNN. Right now, Channel 8 is on my radar. They're kind of iffy right now. They're leaning towards the Democrats. The Democrats do have a lot to hide. That's why I was getting with that. That's called the Obamagate. Is exactly what it's called. It's called Obamagate. That's Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden. Oh, speaking of Mr. Joe Biden. Okay, this what is that chick's name? That's his running mate now for vice president. I can't remember her name offhand. Anybody in comments? Anybody? Remember her name? The one who's just got elected or just got nominated as Joe Biden's running mate for VP. Okay. Not even 4 years ago, she was all over the tabloids because she was pressing charges on Joe Biden for sexual harassment. Now she's like, "Oh, come here and smell me, be a big fella." Basically. So that's how that is. Yeah, that's messed up. Yeah, Joe Biden's a touchy-feely guy, kind of one of the touchy-feely guys. He don't care how old or how young you are. He's a touchy-feely guy. That guy's a fucking pedophile, and he's running for president. So.
I believe the whole, how do you say, the
Judicial system, yeah.
I believe the whole judicial system should be reevaluated.
Mm-hmm.
The whole judicial
It
system
does.
needs to be reevaluated, especially when it comes to the laws, because a lot of laws are restricting people to doing what they want to do, or a lot of laws are giving people a lot of freedom, too much freedom, because they have too much money or too much power.
And it all comes down to money and power. That's what it is. I think it's bullshit that this person can go out and murder this person, and they get a 5 to 10 years sentence, and they're out in 2.5, and then this person who is low class, has nothing, is a piece of shit basically, whatever, he's a nobody, murders this person and gets 25 to life. It should be equal sentencing, no matter how rich you are, how famous you are, blah blah blah. And the same thing goes with if you get pulled over for driving 25 miles over the speed limit. If I get caught driving over the speed limit, I'm gonna get $80, $150 fine maybe with cost. Okay, but if you're a basketball player, you get $20,000 fine for speeding, and that's no shit. That's no shit. Your fines are based on your income. Your penalties are based on your income. I think that is bullshit. That is utter bullshit. It should be equality for everybody, equity for everybody. I think it should be like that right across the board. I think that's bullshit, and that's why the Democrats don't want to put out this $2,000 a month stimulus package, because some of these families are going to get upwards of $10,000 a month, and they don't want that because that's going to create more millionaires. That's going to create more rich people. That's going to create more middle class and upper class, because of the simple fact that a lot of them people, especially the people out there that have that common sense and good money management, those people are going to save that money. They're going to save as much of that money as they can. They're not going to go out and blow it on stupid shit. That's how it's going to be. And that's what the Dems are afraid of. Because you have money, you have competition. And that's what it comes down to.
Competition. It's all about
The whole government party of this whole freaking country. If you have money, that equals power. Power equals competition. They don't want the competition, so they want to keep you as poor as possible.
Especially with how many people there are in this world. If you create a lot of middle class people in this world, the upper class people can't do nothing about it, because there's too many
Oh yeah, it's RFID.
lower class people or middle class people. Like, if the middle class people start joining in with the lower class people, I'm sure that they're gonna have more money than anybody in the world. They're gonna have more power than anybody in the world. It's just all about coming together. If we don't come together as a group, we're all just gonna fail against the higher class.
Yep.
It's all about classes, and it's been like this even since Greco-Roman times. It's in Roman times. You understand?
Yeah.
And it's just something that's have been going on for decades and decades and centuries. It's even when they said the things about the Bible, a lot of things about the Bible that were written in the old Bible, we don't see it no more in the new Bible. We don't see it no more, because they say that they found new evidence and new things about the Bible and this and that and this and that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
do believe in the Bible, but in the old Bible, not in the new Bible, because there's a lot of lies with the new Bible.
yeah. The story behind the King James version of the Bible is that, this is, I mean, I could be wrong, but this is what I was taught growing up, that back in the day, King James decided he was going to go through the Bible, and he took out the books that he thought were not relevant to the Bible, and that's why there's 13 missing books in the Bible.
And I think those 13 missing books are
And
what really
out of
happened
those 13 books, which are, by the way, confirmed and in the Vatican vault, where nobody will ever see them, 6 of those books are after the Book of Revelations. After the Book of Revelations, yeah. Because they contain knowledge that he thought that humanity was not prepared to know. And this is one man talking. This is one man talking. That's back in the day. Okay. It's like, what?
I believe there was enough power for them to know what was going to happen in the future, because they had all of this planned out. Even before we were born, even before
No.
the people before us were born, even the people before us were born,
Hmm.
that they had this all planned out even since the start of our world.
Right.
I believe this is maybe aliens do exist. We never know, but this is something very spiritual that we really need to know.
Me,
These 13 books need to come
my
out. So
my
we can know, we'll
personal
never know the
my
truth.
personal belief is God being an all powerful, all knowing, supreme being. Okay, my opinion is, why would he create all of this and the entire universe if
You won't see it.
not even that, not even that. Why would he do all of that if for all of that to just put us and that's it?
Exactly.
He's not stupid. I look at it that way. He's not stupid, because to do that would be stupid.
Exactly.
But next comment. I wonder if wealthy people get the stimulus checks to even though they have all this money, and the answer is no, because this is the other thing that I don't get. with the stimulus that came out 6 months ago, they considered low income people making $100,000 a year. I don't know personally of one person, let alone nearly everybody that I know personally, who even make $100,000 together a year. So $199,000 a year, as a limit for low income people. Y'all need to go to your rural towns and actually see what the median income is, because your business owners might make $100,000 a year, but none of your employees around here are making $100,000 a year unless you are a government official or a big attorney or a business owner, and that's it, because it ain't happening. Not, especially not here in this part of Ohio. No way, no how. That's like in our household, looking at $40,000 to $50,000 in a year is like woohoo, but that's optimistically, yeah,
You know, when
it
you
don't
see
happen.
a lot of this inequality, if you look a lot in this, in the rapper world, in the rap world, if you look at this inequality in the rap world, it has been happening a lot. Because you see, okay, the the lower income people that are not even rappers, you see that they don't get away with nothing. With nothing. They could do the least thing that rappers do, or whatever they do. It's okay for them to do it. Okay, it's okay for them to do it, to show it through screens, to say bad words through screens, to say this, that, this, that, this, that. But once
But
you
those
try to
those are
do
the
it
ones
through
who don't
whatever,
get played on the radio because of the language in
exactly,
there. But how in the hell they turn around and make millions of dollars
with
when
rappers.
their music can't even play on the radio?
Exactly.
That's just weird. That's one of those mind-boggling things that I'd have to dissect some other time. But it's just like, wow.
If I worked every day a year, or every day,
Yeah, and that still is considered low income.
Mhm.
Yeah.
save
Only
money up
people that
every
I
day,
know
and I
that
work,
make
I make that
100,
much in a year.
maybe could make $100,000+ a
That's
year
my
are
money.
rappers, basketball players, uh, judges,
Basketball
presidents.
players are making millions of dollars a year, not hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, millions.
Yeah.
It's just because of the franchises and
Rappers are making
this and
millions of
that.
dollars a year. Musicians and music artists are making millions of dollars a year.
Exactly. But it's because of
Judges and that, they're making $100,000, maybe 50, 60,
exactly.
70,
And
80, 90,
how
100, depending on the judge,
can
depending
you
on the
think
on the
how
circuit
are
judge,
those
what circuit court they're in.
how there's people getting paid more than presidents? That's the mind-boggling thing. How are those people getting paid more than presidents?
Yeah, Kamala, that's that chick's name. BIH. That's Joe Biden's running mate. Yeah, Kamala. Yeah, that's one that accused him of sexual harassment, and he's gonna be her VP.
Look at that.
or she's gonna be his VP. Yeah,
No, she got
that's
bought.
that's messed up.
She got bought. She definitely got bought.
Yeah,
That's money. That's money
But
going through
everyone's
there,
getting
through
checks
everything.
but homeless.
yeah. Everybody's getting checks by homeless. Everybody's getting checks by homeless. You got people that are on child support. You have the parents that don't care about their kids that pay child support, and they didn't get the stimulus check. You have parents that do care about their kid and pay their child support as much as they can. And then guess what happens? They got laid off, and then the child support came out, or the stimulus came out, and child support snagged that. And it's just going to keep happening and happening and happening and happening. You got more homeless people, and the vets they don't get shit. The homeless they don't get shit because they're off the grid. There's no way they can't mail you a check if you live in a tent. And it's messed up. The whole dead people got checks. This last round last round of stimulus. Dead people got checks. Like
And not
4.9
homeless people?
like 4.9 million dead people got checks.
Oh my
And
God.
homeless people did not get checks. And you know what the government did about those dead people that got checks? Nothing. Not a damn thing. They didn't even require families to pay it back or nothing.
How do you cash a dead person's check?
It got directly deposited into a bank account. It was direct deposit. Yeah, the first round of direct deposits was millions of people who were dead.
What, the family get that money or something?
They weren't even alive. They weren't even alive to use that money.
Yeah,
Does the family get that money or no?
yeah. Whoever has that bank account gets that money.
It's supposed to, exactly, it's supposed to be like that.
Well, to answer your question, Pam, the reason why homeless don't get checks is because they don't have a mailing address, a bank account, or a means of them getting that check.
They have nothing basically.
You can't send a check to a tent
20
if it doesn't have an address.
You said 20 minutes. No, it's been like a couple hours.
Really?
And yeah, DJ Phoenix just coming in. Yeah, that definitely just shows how much the government actually cares. Because in my opinion, they really don't.
When are we gonna do a podcast again? That's my question.
Next Sunday,
Next
every
Sunday.
Sunday.
We'll be here next Sunday. huh?
Yeah, we will be here next Sunday for you, most definitely.
Next Sunday, I just want his co-host.
Yeah.
Got a few little issues to work out on the technical side here because we do have. I see there's some lag here. I don't know if it's coming through on your guys' end, but it looks like the video is stalling and then picking up and then stalling and picking up and then stalling and picking up. So I'm not sure. No, I don't think it has to do with the 2-second delay. I think it's my has to do with my stream. So go 3800. Let's try see if that.
There's a lot of issues the government needs to
I'll see if that
explain.
fixes it at all.
Like, a lot of issues the government needs to explain for. Like, they need to bring
We've only
evidence
been live
to
for an hour.
back those
Huh?
things up. Because they just keep talking about nothing. They talk about
Hour and a half.
nothing.
Hour and
Basically,
36.
they just try to
So you don't have
over talk that situation. They just try to over talk nonsense
Right.
into that situation, and the people, without just listen to their nonsense. Most of them don't even talk about the problem. They talk about a whole different problem just to get your mind out of that problem that you're talking about.
Oh yeah. It's they call them black flag operations. That's where they'll initiate some kind of a public panic, and it's covering what's really going on. That's why a lot of people say, what are they hiding? What's really going on? Why do people not see what's really going on? Because they're all concerned about what the government says this big pandemic thing is, but nobody's looking at what's really going on behind the scenes.
I don't only blame the government because you gotta understand that the people that are asking the questions are not asking the right questions. They're asking the questions that they want to answer those questions. Because they know they gotta answer for those questions, they just don't gotta answer for the other questions. They just try to, I don't know if those people that are asking the questions are getting paid by them or getting asked by them to ask these questions or whatever, but it's been crazy. Like they're not asking the right questions. They're not asking the right questions to the real problems that are going on in the world.
Oh yeah, no, nobody. Well, it doesn't matter if you ask the right question or not. You're not going to get a straight answer, and that's the problem.
Exactly.
That you if you when you have a government that is established with your country that you can't trust, that's a big problem. You know, they're passing all these laws that go against what the forefathers put in, the Bill of Rights and the Constitution and stuff like that. You know, in God we trust is out the door. You know, there's in God we trust. There, no. If you're a old fashioned Christian, in God we trust is out the door. I'm actually surprised that they have not, somebody hasn't been offended by that, and that's coming off the U.S. currency right now. I see that happening because somebody's going to be offended by it.
You see it in every dollar bill, and nobody says nothing about it.
Yep.
They trust in money. That's what they trust in money.
They have the Ten Commandments in the Bible, okay? In the Book of Genesis, the Ten Commandments, and we've done legalized most of them. In God we trust, my ass.
Mm-hmm. We haven't legalized all of them. We haven't put laws to all of them at all.
Right. Well, thou shalt not kill. There's one.
That's one but that one was already established, but it wasn't.
Yes.
And we're still killing. And
Yeah,
we're still killing.
yeah.
These wars are still going.
I'm not
We
talking
shall
about
not
war.
kill.
I'm not talking about war. I'm talking about capital punishment. The death penalty.
Oh, that's
You think about it, okay? I get it. I get it. Eye for an eye. I do agree with the eye for an eye thing. However, if you go by the Bible, as our country is supposed to go by, because in God we trust, how is it to show somebody that it's illegal to kill somebody by killing somebody? It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
You don't only
Yeah.
see that in just in that aspect. You see
I've been almost killed more than once, and I still have that belief. I don't believe that anybody should kill anybody for any reason.
Me neither,
But
I
I'm going to get back to Phoenix here. He says, what's your take on that talk? The government is going to try and chip the population, and we was covering that a bit ago, but you wasn't on here yet. So I'm going to bring that back up for you. We was talking about the Kobe Pass. So I'm going to bring up the Kobe Pass here again. Okay, so we're going to go to kobepass.com. All right, so this was the topic we was talking about. It's called Kobe Pass. This is what they're trying to do. This is the RFID chip that's going to be in the new coronavirus vaccination when you get vaccinated. So it has to do with that app that's mysteriously appearing on people's cell phones now. That COVID-19, where it tells you that if you're in proximity to somebody who's infected, and it stores all your medical information, your history, your ID, your bank information. The United States currency is going to be pretty much going digital, and I don't know what that is. Oh yes, it's called. Okay, here it is right here. COVID-19 exposure notifications is the Google little thing that they slid into your phone. Here, I'll give you a shot of that here. Come over here. Yeah, I'm gonna see if you can see that. It's right. No, it's not coming into view, I don't think. Let's see if it is. Maybe. Right there. It says COVID-19 exposure notifications. You can turn it off or you can leave it on your phone. And what that does is it tells you if you come in contact with somebody who has been infected with COVID-19 or if you come in contact with somebody who has been vaccinated by COVID-19. And that's what this Kobe Pass is. And when they pass this, all American currency is going to go digital, which is what they're talking about doing because that's why another reason why this whole stimulus thing is up in the air, because the whole money thing. You got the American national debt. They can only pump out so much money from the Treasury at a certain point. With digital currency, you can pump out as much as you want. So what they do is they put an RFID chip in the vaccination that goes in you when you get the vaccine. You don't know about it, and then they pass a law that's saying if you're not vaccinated, then certain businesses can refuse services if you're not vaccinated. And when you walk into the store, you have those detectors, like if you steal something from the store, something similar to that gets installed onto those. And when you walk in, and if you haven't been vaccinated, a light to go off or a sound to go off on those, and they can refuse you services and say you cannot shop here because you're not vaccinated. And that's what it's all coming down to. And it's another type of government control and another type of the government to track you. And you can actually contact these people, which is right there, right here, because I actually did that. And they'll explain you the entire process. And then they'll ask you for your name, your social security number, your address, and ask you if you would like to sign up and participate in the program. And if you do, initially, you'll be one of the first ones to get it. And I pretty much told them to go piss off. Well, I did. And I said piss off. I said no.
Tim,
What kind of phone do you have, Phoenix? Phoenix says, I've heard of that showing up on phones, and yet my phone doesn't have it, even after my phone updated. Even my phone has that, Phoenix.
where's that?
And so did my other phone, the one that was like Angel's. That one had it too.
Nope, let me see phone. My messenger? Nope, let me see phone. Where?
I don't think I have.
But yeah, there's just so much going on in the world today, and not enough of it's being covered, and a lot of it's being covered up, and it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous out there anymore.
You have it.
I have it, right?
My personal opinion, if the government keeps up the way it's going, I foresee another civil war in my lifetime, because that's what it seems to be what's coming to. You got all these riots and looting and murder and all this shit going on, and it's like history repeating itself. At some point, somebody's gonna have it's gonna be enough.
LG Stylo 5.
LG Stylo 5.
But he definitely has it.
What?
There's one in there.
Walk them through on how to bring it up. All right, Karaoke Ken's gonna walk you through how to bring it up on your phone and see if you have it. All right, we're gonna take a break real quick, and then we'll get right back to you here shortly. Okay? So, yeah, I gotta use the restroom, but we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back with you.
All right, wise guy. Where am I? Where am I? All right, wise guy. Where am I? All right, wise guy. Where am I?
All right, coming back to you now. Okay, so our next topic of discussion. Really don't have a next topic. We have the topics at our hand here. So, topics are COVID-19 months later. Okay, so when we had our broadcast 6 months ago, and Tricky Rich was here with me, we was talking about the state shutting down because that was in talks. It was just going into effect. The stay-at-home order, and then the stay-at-home order got extended, and then our brilliant Mr. Governor Mike DeWine, said we are going to reopen the state slowly. Within 3 weeks, the state was pretty much completely open. Back to normal, like never happened, sorta, not really, but it opened too fast, way too fast, and then outbreaks and then the cases soared, and everybody's like, and they're like, oh, we have to do this, we have to do that, and then now there's a mask order, and then we go from level red to level orange or yellow or whatever it is. Yeah, if you look at the way that they determine the color codes for the states, you could have 10 million people test positive for COVID in one day, and your state will not change the color because they go by the cases, the codes or whatever. There's like 20 different variations that they look for in each positive case to determine whether or not it fits into that criteria to raise the. My opinion, if you get 2,000 freaking cases in one night, your color goes up no matter what. That's how it should be. Keep it simple, stupid. The old KISS order. Keep it simple, stupid.
You know what I've seen about those tests? What I've seen about those tests is like, in most of those tests, they weren't even positive for COVID. They were positive for something else. They were positive for
Right, and they're writing them down. They're writing them down as they're writing them down as, oh, they died of COVID-19 because the state gets money from the government for every COVID-19 death. So that's why you had that story about the guy that got shot, and then they put on this death certificate that he's died of COVID-19, not from the gunshot wound.
I don't really think that's true. I think if you've seen the movie COVID-19, is actually named COVID-19. You see actual, like, in the hospital, you see them killing people in the hospitals.
Yeah.
Like, that portrays something. And in most of these movies, they show these things.
Yeah.
And nobody knows
that movie
they just
Pandemic.
pass them on.
That
They
movie.
just pass them on like it's nothing.
That movie Pandemic came out in, I do believe it was 2011. I'm pretty sure. You want to check that out? I think it was 2011. I could be wrong. Could have been earlier. But the movie was called Pandemic. And my wife and I, we sat there and we watched that movie, and we was glued to the TV screen because it was one for one. Like, it was everything that is going on right now, today. 2016, okay, I'm sorry. The movie came out in 2016. And it explains everything that's going on right now in a movie. Who the funk, right? It's like the Lone Gunman, in an episode of The Lone Gunman. The whole miniseries was, aircraft was taken over by terrorists and crashed into the Twin Towers. That was what, 4 years before 9/11. That's just weird. How do they know this shit?
Well, the Simpsons, and Donald Trump becoming president.
Oh yeah, and the Simpsons. The Simpsons predicted Donald Trump being president. The Simpsons predicted 9/11 on a comic book cover. The Simpsons predicted coronavirus. They predicted a whole lot of shit. It's weird. It's weird how entertainment knows what's going to happen.
You know how funny that
It's just weird.
The thing is, entertainment portrays what's going to happen in the future. It's just that nobody really pays attention to what's really going on.
Well, a lot of your entertainment and your movie industries have ties with the government too. They actually have presidential meetings and stuff like that. You have TV shows that are governed by the government that say, hey, you're hitting a little too close to the truth, so we're going to cancel you. Have real high ratings, and boom, you're out the door.
Even the news stations, they're
Yeah.
going at it.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
really going at it. Even the news stations are saying things that really shouldn't be said, they're getting caught off by the government. They're really getting caught off. Look at this. There was this. Was it the medic who supposedly got COVID-19 and died?
Yeah, there was a doctor in China who, when they was talking about China's had a major decrease in cases and the pandemic was pretty much over, but there was a doctor that well, he's a scientist that was sitting there, going against what the government was saying, and next thing you know, he ended up dead. He died. Yeah, he mysteriously died.
Mysteriously died.
Yeah.
Just like the same one that was over.
We watched it.
There was one in Puerto Rico.
That was
It
on pandemic.
was a woman in Puerto Rico that I did come from Puerto Rico from a short time. I left for Puerto Rico for 2 years and I came back now. And I could tell you that over there is not pretty either. Over there, the government is just going crazy and crazy and crazy, taking everything over.
Yeah.
You understand? And they're taking this COVID-19 not that serious. They're not taking it seriously. The medic went live on YouTube and explained to them what's really going on. Like, the medics don't have enough protection for them. The government does not give them protection. They're paying them not even as much as they should be paid.
Right. Oh yeah.
And this is not.
But
only happening
at
in
least
Puerto Rico,
these
everywhere.
other countries though. But see, Puerto Rico is a state of the United States also.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
so but you have all these. You have Canada and you have Russia. You have Germany. You have all the other countries out
And they
there,
do the same
and
thing.
they give their citizens a monthly check. Okay, it might not be $10,000. It might be like $1,200 like we got, equivalent, because money value difference in different countries, but it might be the same amount, $1,200, but they get that every month. They don't get one and they go, oh, you got to wait 6 months until we even decide to do another one.
Exactly.
Motherfuckers, get your heads out of your ass and do something for your people and stop piddle dicking around. That's the end of it. That's
Not for the people, do
that's it.
something for yourself, because you need it. Not only do they need it, you need it.
The Republicans and Democrats don't need it because they don't need to get reelected.
Exactly. They don't need
They're not worried about it. They can dick around all they want because they get paid for it no matter what they do, and there's no way that they can lose their job.
Exactly. And it's just funny that most of the people that have money get away with murder, stealing, doing
Yeah.
whatever, and
Yeah.
they just get a short amount of time. Look at this. What happened with not Takashi? What's his name? Yeah, Takashi. He started talking. They're giving him less years and less years and less years. What is that? That's
Oh,
not
well, yeah.
That's not a judicial.
Yeah.
That's not justice.
Yeah, making deals. Yeah, making deals.
Justice is not about making deals. It's about making justice, and you gotta find that yourself. It's not about just that person giving you all the information that you
Yeah.
need. And
You see it. You see it in the tabloids all the time. You got a group of 3-4 people that go around and they've done murdered 20, 30 people. Right? They're considered serial killers or however they do it. The numbers are not accurate, but it's just a reference example. And then out of that whole group, you got one person that says, I will put all these other guys under the bus if you don't put me in prison. So you got 3 or 4 people. You got 3 of them that's on death row or life in prison, and this other one gets a slap on the wrist and okay, you're free to go. That's bullshit.
And exposure
Yeah.
to this lifestyle. Many of those people are not even criminals. Most
Yep.
of those people are just normal human beings that are paying their taxes and
Yep.
doing what they really need to do. They are lower income people.
Yep.
They were lower income in-tax
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, it's like those the narcs in Lorraine. You got these narcs in Lorraine when it comes to their drug task force. You have a chick that can go around and she can do all the heroin or whatever the hell she wants to do, no matter what, at the expense of possibly costing the life of another person, and then they both get arrested. And then they get charged with possession of drugs, and it's felony 5, felony 5, felony 5, felony 5, felony 5, and then the next day she's out,
Exactly.
and then it's like what the fuck, and then a couple months later she gets arrested again, and next day she's out. It's messed up. That right there tells you it's like, and it doesn't matter if somebody dies from it, and they're just gonna walk away from it.
Because they got the money that they wanted. That's
It,
all
it's
they want.
it's bullshit, is what it is. It's an injustice justice system.
Exactly. It's just something that should not be done. It's something that it really, somebody needs to get into that topic, and nobody has really gotten into that topic at all.
Right. It's insane. It's an insane world. The victims become the ones who are neglected and put out, and the criminals are the ones who just walk away from it.
Like this, I think this happened not soon, but not too far away. That this woman, not this woman, I think it was a man. I don't know if it was a man or a woman that got released from jail 37 years after her sentence. Did you see this?
Mm-mm.
Or the person that died in prison because they forgot about him.
No, I didn't know about that.
There is a lot of new things coming up about that, like just the justice system not being fair to the
Right.
to the people.
Yep. Well, it's like judges. Even local circuit court judges. If they have a bad day, they throw the book at you. If they're having a good day, then they go lenient. It shouldn't work that way. It should not work that way. It should be a set of laws saying, this is what you're gonna get if you do this. This is what you're gonna get if you do this. This is what you're gonna get if you do this. This is what you're gonna get if you do this. And there should be no negotiating or in between on that, because it's bullshit. It's unfair. A person can create can do a petty crime, and then the judge has a bad day, and then sentences you to the max. It's bullshit. It's not fair. It's not fair.
I just didn't call anything. Now I'm just gonna comment.
Be that way, Phoenix.
We need a caller.
All right, we're gonna take a short break again, so we'll be right back.
All right, wise guy. Where am I? Where am I?
All right, we're back. Okay, so our next topic here is we're going to talk about the false positive testing. Okay, so I did a little research here, and I'm going to bring it up on the screen. So these are the states that are actually reporting their false positives, and there's only 10 states that are doing that. Okay, that's a little odd. So you have 1.1% here in Western Washington. You have that's out of their entire testing. So out of their entire testing of everybody tested in that state, 1.1% is a false positive. Down here in I do believe that's Nevada, right? That is Nevada. Or is that California? That's Nevada. Oh, okay. San Francisco Bay Area. That's California. 1% false positive. You got 2% in Utah, 2.2% in Utah, 2.7% in Missouri, 2.4% in Minnesota. Up here in Connecticut, you got 4.9% false positives. You have 3.2% in Philadelphia, 1.9% in Florida, and 5.8% in Louisiana. I already said Missouri. And so you got all the other states have not reported what their, this is as of today, I think, I do believe. Yeah. Yeah, this is as of today. So, yeah, that's odd. You know, that's where all that crap comes in. If the states would report their numbers, and apparently all the states aren't reporting their numbers when they're supposed to. A little odd, in my opinion. Any thoughts? Comment below or call in. Say anything. Okay. Do what?
There's 7 people watching.
It's weird. Yeah, so my opinion, numbers are definitely not accurate at all.
No, they're not.
Any other thoughts or ideas there?
I think we've covered everything, really.
How come I smell?
Smell coffee or something?
I smell pot of meat.
Yeah, I think it's coffee. I don't know. Do you? So any thoughts? If not, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So, because it's getting a little quiet here.
Yeah.
So, all right. On that note, we're gonna wrap it up for the night and be out of here. And we will see you guys again next Sunday for another episode of Alliance Conspiracy Files. Next week we will cover topics. Well, we'll also cover what's going on now, but next week we're going to go to other stories, conspiracies, and mysteries. Oh, be sure to check us out on Periscope app too, because we do have our regular music shows. We have Thursday Night Country Night. We have Flashback Friday. We also have Soundcheck Saturday Night, and of course the Outlaw Alliance Conspiracy Files on Sunday. Don't forget to check out Andrew's in the Morning Nightly Podcast there on Facebook, as well as Wolfman for Soundcheck Saturday Night, the first show, also on Periscope. I'm Weasel. And we will see you guys again next Sunday. All right, peace out. Bye-bye now.